The easiest thing in the world to do is be a victim. It takes no effort whatsoever to play the blame game, to point the finger at everyone and anything else. We have all these negative things that happen to us and happen in our lives, and we just blame whatever the most convenient thing to blame is. And then we wonder why we continue to have the same issues, but in different shapes and forms. One of the things I've noticed is the reason why things aren't as good as they could be is because of me. There has to become a time where we take extreme ownership, like Jocko Willink says in his book Extreme Ownership, and his whole ideas are based around extreme ownership. Taking the extreme ownership of your life, because there's no one else that's going to go out of their way to improve your life. There's nobody who's going to go out of their way to do the things that you're afraid to do for you. That's going to give you the courage to actually be disciplined and remain disciplined. To continue to show up even when you really don't want to. There's no one else that's going to do any of this for us. And if we don't decide to take the ownership, take the accountability, and take responsibility of our lives, then we're going to continue to have the same issues that we've always faced. We're always going to live a limited existence until we change things up. We have to understand that we are the ones who are the common denominator in every single issue that we have. But yet, somehow, some way, we always end up blaming someone else, playing the victim, being blinded by the emotions, the emotional response to whatever it is that happened. It's easy. It's really easy. And that's why most of us do it, because throughout our day, we're choosing the easy path more times than not. We're leaning towards what's comfortable because there's some kind of discomfort there we don't want to visit there. But sometimes we do get uncomfortable. We're not so much afraid of it, but it's only in certain areas. It's only in the gym where we don't mind getting uncomfortable. We understand that it's time to dive into it. But in other situations like relationships, completely different story. As soon as it gets uncomfortable, walls come up, start running away, defense mechanisms arise. You start pointing the finger. That's one thing that I've noticed, and I was thinking to myself that if I neglect my relationships, then what is the point of me being truly disciplined in all areas of my life? How can I be the most dangerous person I can be, the most formidable man in all kinds of categories like I say I want to be, if I neglect the relationships? Life is made up of relationships. But I noticed a tendency in me to have a certain response when things got uncomfortable. To be quiet instead of talking, because talking is uncomfortable. Then I started to pay attention to the narrative that plays in my mind when things occur. And I say to myself, something completely different, something advantageous, something that is opposed to the default narrative, the propensity to be a certain way. I started telling myself I can do this. See, I'm the man, I'm him. I got this. This isn't something that can stop me. This isn't something that I'm afraid to do just because it's uncomfortable, just because this is something that I'm not used to doing. I'm going to capitalize on this just like I capitalize on everything else. This is exactly why it's imperative for us to be disciplined in not just one area, but all areas. It's easier for the discipline to spill over into the other areas. But it's up to us to hold the commitment. But don't just commit with one thing. Commit with the most important things. More than one area. For a overall better life experience. And don't be like me, who neglected the relationships, who neglected the people, as if the people aren't really what you're actually doing all this discipline stuff for. So it's time to get serious and hold a commitment, to stop pointing the finger outward and start pointing the finger inward. Because only you have the power to change your life. You can decide to live a completely different experience starting today. The question is, will you decide to do it? Or will you just go back to who you've always been? I'll see you in the next video. Adios.